So today I have a book that I got from the charity section, actually, of my local one of my local supermarkets, and they do have this bookcase where they have a load of books and a collection tin, and you basically, if you want a book, then you just put some money in it. Put any they don't put any particular price on them. And this is one that I'd looked at before here, and then I initially passed over because quickly looking through it, it wasn't like the kind of material I normally use, in that it's all black and white and it's mostly photos, and I haven't used stuff like that in a long while. But then I'm looking at it again on another visit, it was still there, and well, some of the images in it are actually pretty interesting, and it would be worth it just to buy it for that alone. So there's a loan, so I could get a couple of pieces of artwork out of it. So this is a book called Exploring the Arts, as you can see here, and you see it's a pretty old book by how it's been bound, and this kind of paper they have that's quite yellowed. So it's edited by a lady called Beatrix Cox, and this came out first published in 1961. I'm guessing this will be it will be out of print by now. But so talks about some the old what they used to draw with, what people used to do for drawings. Now images like this are no good to me. This seems like a collection of articles, which is interesting in itself. But you've got these little snippets of pieces of artwork or photographs, but it also talks about the theatre as well. There's all kinds of forms of the arts. In this case, you've got theatre, ballet. So they've got these. Just looking back on it, some of the poses of these are actually pretty interesting to use. I mean, some of these I may even be able to use, and you can always use a reproduction of the Mona Lisa. But there are a couple of pictures in here that I highlighted. These also are pictures of conductors that are usually pretty good for something that's quite dramatic. So again, some of these aren't that useful, and there are some. This is one of the interesting ones. These are actually two girls, and they're on the stage in the 1850s, and so they're dressed up as like medieval monarchs and lords, which is quite funny. It's just that interesting. That picture itself is so interesting. So I could remove the background here and extend it up with something. I would still try and keep it black and white though. And so maybe not, these aren't so much, but like the scenery, something like that's a good one as well. It will I think expand my base a bit to have something that's all black and white, and it'll make me work harder. This is actually a painting by Salvador Dali. So these are not all of the pictures here are really that useful to me. So I could actually lop away what I think is useful, and save a lot of space that way. But to get through to some of the other ones, I mean, there's pictures of some statues in here as well. I mean, that's an interesting picture to use. Sometimes I just look for things like that where it's interesting poses, and I'll show that one again. Yeah, interesting poses, and these dramatic facial expressions are always useful to put in, and that's a good illustration to have and to use for something. But here we have on the other side here this guy here. Yeah, it would be this guy here with the performer here. And there's some others as well, I think, somewhere. Maybe I didn't. I mean, that picture's good. That picture of the statue, that's what I was on about. It's a Michelangelo statue. It's a Pieta. Yeah, it's the Pieta or some form of it or something. This isn't. I don't know how well this works because it does work better in its full colour form. So they're now going through some famous artists. I've seen the colour version of this. I mean, but as black and white, that's useful. I can just different things on the table, different backgrounds, different hats, that kind of that kind of look, which is usual for me. These are good to put in something like this. I would probably put in something more radically different style. Maybe not colour, still keep it black and white, just to have the jarring nature of it. So, but I wouldn't ordinarily use something that was too famous. But I think this is quite an interesting book. I mean, it didn't cost me very much. I just put in a donation, and even if I only get a few pieces out of it, it will still be worth it. So I'm a little wary of using ones because there are some that are film stills, so I'm a little wary of that because they can be a little, film studios can be a little litigious about using their work until they become public domain, obviously, and then they've got no choice in the matter. So that's that. Little quick glimpse into it. Like I said, I could get a few good pieces out of it, and I'll see what I come up with. So there's a nice, pleasing little book, and this also make a nice little gluing board as well, and a cutting board. In the past, I would have used something like this as my cutting board before I got this is my smaller one of these, and now since then I bought a bigger one as well because that wasn't very good for some of the bigger pieces I started doing, or I'd have to like move the piece about on the board. So let me know what you think of this. Do you think this is a good book? It's very easy, interesting to look at and read and see how people looked at the arts then. I mean, I say back then it was only like about 64 years ago, but to some people that will seem a long time, and a lot has changed in that time. A lot can change in 5 years when it comes to creativity sometimes, and then sometimes nothing happens, which is always funny that way. So let me know what you think, whether you like this. As always, like, share, and subscribe. My description has my merch links in it, my link tree in it, which has my merch links on my socials. And I shall speak to you soon. Thank you.